Okay, so when you open up Google Earth, it's going to look something like this. And on the left here, you'll notice we've got no data in our layers. Basically, we've got my places and temporary places, and both are empty. The first thing you're going to want to do is create your project folder, and everything you do in this investigation can get saved in there. So you right click, add folder, and we'll call it GIS Cardinia, and you might want to write your name in there as well, and you can add a description if you wish, and OK. Now if you right click on that folder, save place as, you're saving it as a KMZ file, which is a Google Earth file for GIS work. Now that folder is currently empty. We have to start adding in some layers. So hopefully you've saved the data layers for task 1 from the website onto your computer. If you haven't, go and do that first, and we can start opening those. So file, open, task 1, local government areas, and it's just zooming out so we can see all of Victoria. And if we check the box here on the left, now it shows all the different local government areas for Victoria, and you can click on all of those and it'll give you the name and the population, a bit of information about the demographics. Another way that you can open up layers is just by double clicking on them from your computer. So double click on the suburbs of Cardinia Shire. It's moving into the Cardinia Shire now, and if I check the box, it's got all the different suburbs here, and if I click on them, it's going to give me the names for each of those. Now those are currently saved in temporary places here on the left. You want to click them and drag them into your folder, and if you save place as and you save that folder, it's now saving that data into your project folder, and if you email that project file to your teacher, it's going to have all those layers and your manipulations of that data. Now there's different ways that you can manipulate this data. We can, for example, turn suburbs on and off. If you click on them, you turn them on and off, and what you're seeing behind there is the local government area layer, which I can turn off as well. You can also change the color of things. I'll just turn off the suburbs for a second, and I'll minimize that. Let's go into the local government area, and for example, let's choose Yarra Ranges. I can right click on Yarra Ranges, properties, and I can change the area color, let's say to pink, and at the moment the opacity is turned to 0, which means it's completely see-through. I can turn that to 100%, and you can see it colored in here, or 50%, which means oops, sorry, I'll pink again, 50%, and now you can see the land use behind that, but you can also see what color it is. Another thing you can do, and I'll do it with Yarra Ranges again, is we can right click and we can change the altitude. So at the moment it's clamped to the ground. I want to make it relative to the ground. I can move up the altitude, and I can extend the sides, and what that's done is made it three-dimensional here, which is a really good way of highlighting a particular shape, or maybe comparing things like the density of residential areas. You can change the altitude to single out different bits. Another thing that might be useful is you can change the style of the entire layer. So the entire local government areas layer is selected. I can go to properties, style color. I want to share the style between all the data on there, and for example I can change the outline color to green instead of red for all of those, and now you can see everything in green. That can be a really useful thing for changing a whole bunch of data at once. You can also rename anything on here. Just right click and rename there, and make sure you're constantly saving everything into your project folder so that you don't lose anything.